Hi all. Today in this session, we will check how to do few transformations using Azure Data Factory. So to do the transformation, we will basically be using the data flow. So here we have the data flow. So we will be basically using the data flow so that we can do the required transformations. So I'm currently in Azure Data Factory instance, and here you can see in the left side when I go to author, I get a data flow window. So by clicking on this three button, I'll create a new data flow. Let me give it a name, demo, demo data flow. So this is my demo data flow. So here I can give what is the source, what is the target, and what all transformations I need to do. I can provide that. But before we go there, let me show you what is my source and how we want to perform the transformations. Like suppose say you can see here I have the product table. Here I have the product file, source file, and it contains the product related information. It has the product ID and the product name. So we have three products here. One is product ID, one is baby wipes. Product ID 2 is baby shampoo, and product ID 3 is paracetamol. And let me go to the other source system for me. I have the sales file, which contains the date on which, wait, let it load. Yeah. So the sales file contains the date on which the sales was done and for which product ID the sales was done and what was the quantity for that product ID. So here you can see for product ID 1 on 1st of January 2023, 20 units were sold for product ID 1. And for 1st February 2023, for product ID 2, 30 units were sold. So this is my source data. And what I'll be doing is I will be doing some transformations on top of it. And let's see how we can do all some basic transformations using data flow. So let's go to data flow. So before going to data flow, we would require as we have the source file in our storage account. So we need to first create a link service. So for that, we will go to manage and then click on this link service and click on new. I have my link service already available. So let's so these all are the details. So here you need to provide the appropriate source account. Let me just create another one. So for that, we will go to new and search for blob. The file is available in storage account in blob storage account. So I will be selecting Azure blob storage. Then under this key, it will ask you for the subscription and what is the storage account name. This is my storage account name. And then I can click on test connection to check if the connection is successful or not. So the connection is successful, so I can start get it created. But before that, let me provide an appropriate name. Let's get it created. In the meantime, let me delete this because I will not be using this. And then let's go to author once again. And I would be requiring the two source system for me. So for that, let me get it created. I would be requiring two data set for the two source system, sales and uh, product file. Then I will be going to this data set, click on new data set, and again select blob. As my file is a CSV file, I will be selecting delimited text. Let's name it as sales and provide the linked service that we just created and go to that particular path. So this is for sales. So I will be going to input. Let me refresh it once again. Yeah. So this is for sales. So I will be selecting the sales file. Okay. And the default first row is header and import the schema from the connection store. So let's click on OK. Now the sales data set is created. Now let me create the product data set. For that, I will again go to this data set and create a new data set. And the file is available in blob. So I'll be selecting the blob storage. Select the delimited text. Continue. Let's name it as product and provide the linked service and provide the path where the file is placed under input. Under product, I have this product.csv. I'll be selecting this and the same import schema from connection store. Let it be. Let's keep it as default and let's click on OK. So now I have the two source system data set created. It will take few seconds. Yeah. So now you can see I have the two source system here. So now I will be uh, creating the data flow now. So we have already created a data flow here. I will be just reusing it. So once you open the data flow, what I'll be doing is when I start, I will be just enabling this data flow debug so that no need to run this uh, data flow to check how the data is getting transformed over the over several stages, over several layers. I can just uh, see at the on the fly that how the data flows. If I click on that particular component or that particular activity, I can see how the data is going to be flow at each and every component level. So for that, I will be showing you a demo that how this data flow debug works. So for that, first we will go to this add source and we will be adding a source for it. So let me provide the, if I click on this, it will ask me, it will come a property window where we need to provide the output stream name. So let's make it as product. And here the source type is dataset. And I will be selecting the appropriate dataset here. This is product, so I'll be selecting the product. And let's make it as default only. And if you want to skip any line count, then we can provide it. But my first is the header and rest all I need to include. So no need to do any changes to this. And let's go to the source option. Let's keep everything as default for the time being. In the projection, it says that it is reading the schema from the file and it has product ID and the product name, and it is treating as it is a file, so it is treating everything as a string. But yes, if you want, we can just change it to the different data type. We can definitely do it, but let's keep it a string as the default as of now. Then inspect. So this there are two columns here, and in this order we will be getting product ID and the product name. Now comes the data preview. So data preview comes when the data flow debug is enabled, so that no need to run this job to see how the data flows. I can see at each component level how the data looks. So I can click on this data preview. Let's click on refresh. So here I can see there are three records in the product. One is baby wipes, baby shampoo, and paracetamol. So these all are the three product that I have in the product file. So all these are showing up. So here you can see I have the three insert. All these three records are new in the file. So that's why it is showing insert is three. And there is no update, there is no delete, there is no upset, lookup, error. So total it is three records as it is a source file for me. So now let me create another source system. So for that, I can click on this add source here, click on that. Then another property window will open. Here I'll be providing the output stream name as sales. And here source type will be dataset. Let me select the dataset. And I can just scroll on this, check the options available in the dataset. So this I'm creating it for sales. So I'll be selecting the sales dataset here. Let's keep this allows schema drift as a default, and this also as a default. Source options, let's keep it as default. Let's not do any further modification. Projection, you can see here. Here we have date, product ID, and quality of sales. But as we are deriving it from the file, so everything by default it is taking as a string. So we can definitely do the changes on the data type here, but let's for this demo, let's keep it as default. And now we will be doing a join on top of this. We will be joining this product and the sales table, sales source system. So for that, what I'll be doing is I will be clicking on this product. There is a plus sign here. I'll be clicking on that, and you will see there are multiple options coming here. So for you can see there are multiple things like join, conditional split, exist, and there are few schema modifier formatter. So there are a lot many options here. So as I want to do the join, I can, there is search bar at the top also. So if I'm not able to find it, then I can just search for join. It will uh, it will be filtered out based on the search that I'm doing. But here I have the join. I'll be selecting this. I'll be clicking on this join. Then the component is available now. Let me click on this component, join component. So here is the join setting. Let me give it an appropriate name, join. And here my left stream is product that I provided the product, and the right stream is sales. I'll be providing the sales as my right stream. I can do a reverse also. I can select the left because I have already attached it with this, so the left string is not changing. So I can make this left stream as sales also. So for that, what I can do is I can just delete this one, and I will be selecting this sales plus sign, and I can click on this join. If I click on this join, then by default this sales will become a left for me, and rest all source that are available will be becoming a right stream for me. Let me make it as select product. Okay. So here it shows how many different types of joins are there and which type of join I want to select. So here there are full outer join, inner join, left outer join, right outer join, custom join. So for this demo, we will be using this inner join. Here we need to provide what is the joining condition between both the sets. So here the joining condition is product ID equal to, in right table it is also the product ID. Yeah. So now on the join is done. Let me go to data preview and let's see how the data is flowing. So this data preview will come if we enable this data flow debug, so that no need to run this particular job. It will automatically be coming. You will be able to see the data when you click on this data preview. So here you can see we have date, product ID, quantity, again product ID, and the product name. So this product ID is coming from product source, and this particular product ID is coming from sales source. So let's go to inspect and let's see which column is coming from here. So if you see here, so here you can see if we go to inspect, so here the number of columns it is saying for left is sales here for me. So in left file, that is a sales file, I have 3 columns, and in right file I have 2 columns, that is a product. And here it shows that which column is fed from which source system. The date column is coming from sales, product ID, this column is coming from sales, and it is tick mark which says that this particular column is used as a joining key. Quantity of sales is coming from sales. Product ID with field lowercase is coming from product table. And you can see a tick mark here which shows that it is used for joining. And this product name is coming from product. So the data preview shows that this is how the output is. We have 2 product ID here. But we would not be requiring this 2 product ID because we are doing an inner join and we want only 1 product ID to be available in the output. So for that, what we can do, we can again click on this plus sign, and we will be selecting a schema modifier. We have select option. So we can select on, we can click on this select. And I can provide an appropriate name. Fetch appropriate column. And here I can define what is the mapping I would be requiring. I would be requiring for. So here you can see I have 2 product ID. I can just remove this particular product ID so that in my output I have date, product ID from sales. And here, as the product ID is the key column, it clearly says that this product ID is the key column which comes from sales, and this product ID is coming from product. So I can just delete this particular product ID that is coming from product. And when I modify for mapping, 1 column from input left unmapped. So you can see the message here. And now let's see the inspect. So here, as I inspect, you can see this is my input column and this is my output column. From product ID from sales file, this product ID is popping up. And this is my input. If I click on input, how many columns are coming from input will show. If I click on output, how many columns, which all columns are mapped. So here you can see updated column is 0 and a dropped column is 1 and unchanged column are 4. So 4 columns are mapped from one place to from the source to target. 1 column is dropped up. Okay, so here we need to provide an appropriate name. It shows the error because it is only expecting alphanumeric. Okay. Select column. Yeah. And let me rename this particular product ID as prod ID. Prod ID. And now let me again go to inspect. So here you can see as this product ID is renamed to prod ID, we can see there is the number of columns updated is 1 because this product ID is renamed to prod ID. Product ID from product is not mapped to output, so it is showing as dropped, and the rest 3 columns are unchanged. So there are 4 columns that is going to the output. And I can click on this data preview to see how the data comes to the output. So here it shows that 2 records are inserted. I have done the inner join, and the product ID 1 and 2 are available in both the files, both the source system. So that's why 2 records are flowing to the output uh, with the product name, sales quantity, product ID, and date. Now I would be requiring this particular output to be placed in a sync, that is in another target file. So for that, what I can do is I can click on this plus sign and click on sync, search for sync. So this is my destination. I can click on the sync and I can provide an appropriate name. Target. Yeah. And let me click on select columns only. Let me keep it as default. So that whatever is, so it shows incoming stream means I need to select which column should be a source for this sync. So select column is the one that I would be expecting that this is a source for this sync. So I'll be selecting the select column, and in the data set, I can create a data set, click on new. Let me select blog. Again, a delimited text, target. Let me select the link service. Let me select the output folder. And as the file is not available, so I'll be selecting this none option for import schema, else it will expect to import the schema from either a connection store or sample file. So as it is not there, I'll be selecting the none and let me click on OK. Skip line count, let me make it 0, means let me keep it as default. Okay, let's keep it the settings all as default. And the mapping, let me keep it as default. And let's click on this data preview. Let's see how the data comes. So we can see that these all are the outputs that I'm getting. We have date prod ID, which we renamed it from product to prod ID, and then the quantity of sales and the product name. So this is how we have prepared the data flow. But to call this, to run this, we would be requiring the pipeline. So all the data flows will be called in pipeline if you want to integrate it and run it. Here we just did a data flow debug to check how the data flows at each component. But to run it, we would be requiring a pipeline. So for that, what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a new pipeline here. Let me click on new pipeline. Let me give a demo pipeline for data flow. And under this file transform, I have this data flow. I'll be selecting this and let me keep it as data flow. And let's go to setting. Here I need to select the appropriate data flow. If you select on this, click on this drop down, it will show you what all data flows are available. For me, for as of now, for me, I have only one data flow. So I'll be selecting this demo data flow here. And let's keep rest all as let me keep rest all as default. Let me validate is, so there is no error. Let me click on debug. Let's wait for a few seconds. So now you can see the data flow has run has succeeded. I can click on this data flow details. So it shows that how many components are there. There are 5 transformations that I have, and all of them have succeeded. 2 rows are written in the output. What is the processing time, and what all are the stages that are available, like sales, product. Then I have the select join, then select column, then target, and how much each transformation took. What is the time for it? It is showing up here. Then coming to linears, it will show us that which column is originally mapped from which. So here it will be showing in the target, we have date, product ID, prod ID, quantity, sales. So it says that this date has come from which particular source system, like sales. And this product ID is available from sales product ID. Quantity of sales is available from sales quantity of sales. This product name is coming from product, and here these all are the key columns. So this also provides how shows how the lineage is, how the data flows from source to target. So in this session, we checked how to create a data flow, sample data flow, and how we can integrate it with the pipeline and trigger it. But yes, to check the previous runs, we can also go to this monitor, and we can click on this pipeline run. So as we have done all the run during the debug phase, so so there are two options here in the pipeline run. Either if we have selected anything we have published something and triggered it, then it will come under trigger, else it will come under debug. Because we have done the debug run, you can see the logs are available here. And now the data flow is successful, but let's see if the file is created or not. So the file is created, should be created in output because we have provided that in output. And you can see the file got created in the output. Let me click on it and let's see. I can see a success file also, which says that the data flow has run successfully. If I click on edit, so here we have date, product ID, quantity of sales, and product name. So 2 records are loaded into the output. So we have learned how to create a data flow, how to use sample components in the data flow, how to integrate it in the pipeline, and create a sync file in blob storage. I hope this session is helpful. If it is informative, then please like and share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.